like time had just been kind. Your smile felt familiar, but it didn't reach your eyes. We talked about the old days like they still live somewhere, but something in the way you laughed told me we weren't there. I thought maybe love was patient, that it waits and understands, but love can't freeze itself in time just because we miss who we were then. Love doesn't come back the same, even when it comes back around. It remembers all the damage, every silence, every sound. You can try to touch the feeling, call it by its old name, but once love breaks and learns to leave, it doesn't come back the same. You said maybe we were just young, like that explains the pain. Like growing up doesn't leave marks that still remain. I wanted to believe you'd change, that we could start again, but hope doesn't erase the past, it just pretends. I felt my heart step backward while my mind stayed still. I remembered why we let go before I could forget again. Love doesn't come back the same, even when you want it to. It carries every goodbye inside the moment you say I miss you. You can hold the shape of what we were, but it won't feel the same. Once love learns how to let go, it doesn't come back the same. Love shouldn't feel like rehearsing a feeling that already died. It shouldn't ask you to ignore what your heart survived. If we meet again in different lives, maybe then it'll stay. But this love learned how to protect itself by not feeling the same way. I don't regret answering your call or meeting you that night. Some truths only show themselves when you try. Now I know why we ended once, why we couldn't pretend. Love can be real and still decide not to begin again. Love doesn't come back the same, and that's the hardest part. You can reopen old doors, but not an unbroken heart. I'll keep the memory without the hope, without the need to stay. Love doesn't come back the same, and now I'm okay with it that way. Some reunions teach you closure, not a second chance to try. Love doesn't come back the same, and that's how I finally say goodbye. You said my name like it was fragile, like it might break if you stay. Your words were calm, almost gentle, but your tone gave you away. You asked me how I was doing, like you already knew. There was distance in every breath before you even spoke the truth. You didn't say you were leaving, you didn't have to explain. Some endings don't need words at all, they arrive in the sound of a name. I heard goodbye in your voice before you let it fall, in the pauses between your sentences, in the way you didn't try at all. You were already letting go, trying not to hurt me much. I heard goodbye in your voice, even when you said you still cared. You talked about tomorrow softly, like it wasn't ours to keep. Your laugh sounded practiced, like something you rehearsed in your sleep. I held on to every syllable, hoping I was wrong, but love doesn't sound uncertain when it plans to hold on. You spoke like you were finished, like your heart had made a choice. And that's when I finally understood the truth living in your voice. I heard goodbye in your voice, in the calm you tried to fake, in the careful way you loved me, like you didn't want to make it worse. You didn't break my heart with words, you didn't raise your tone. I heard goodbye in your voice, and I knew I was loving alone. Love shouldn't sound like mercy, or like someone letting you down easy. It shouldn't feel like being prepared for a loss you never agreed to. If you said it louder, maybe I could have fought, but you whispered the ending before I ever had the chance to stop it. Now every call feels different, even when it's not from you. I listen closer than I should, wondering who's halfway through. You taught me how to hear the truth without needing proof. Sometimes goodbye arrives early in the sound of someone's voice. I heard goodbye in your voice, and I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet, let you finish, let the ending be heard. You didn't leave me suddenly, you didn't make a choice. I heard goodbye in your voice, and that's when I finally let go. Some goodbyes aren't spoken clearly, they're felt before they're said. I heard goodbye in your voice, and that's how love quietly. We for every feeling, try to keep the fire alive. Every kiss felt like a promise, every promise took a little more time. We stayed through all the hard days, called it love, called it strength, but I could feel my heart growing heavy with every step we begged it to take. We stopped asking if we were okay, just asked how long we exhaustion or something you survive. It shouldn't cost you your peace just to keep it alive. If staying means losing ourselves, then leaving is a kind of care. Some goodbyes aren't giving up, they're choosing not to disappear. Now I look back without anger, just a soft kind of grief. We loved the best way we knew how, even when we had nothing left to give. I don't regret the nights we tried or the tears we cried. I just wish we'd rested sooner before love turned into goodbye. We loved until we were tired, and that truth finally lands. Love needs more than effort alone, it needs two steady hands. I'll carry the love without the weight, I'll set the tired parts free. We didn't fail at loving wrong, we just learned until we were tired. Until we were tired. You never raised your voice at me, never said a cruel word. You held my hand so carefully, like you were afraid I'd get hurt. You said you needed time to breathe, to figure out your heart. I didn't know that loving you would slowly pull mine apart. You weren't trying to lose me, you just didn't know how to stay. Some hearts don't mean to break you, they just don't know another way. You didn't mean to break me, you just couldn't hold on. You loved me in the ways you could, but not in the ways I needed someone strong. I don't hate you for the ending, I just hate how it felt. You didn't mean to break me, but I still broke. You listened when I told you things I never said before. You stayed until it got too real, then you slowly found the door. I kept believing care was love, that effort meant the same, but loving someone halfway still leaves all the pain. You said, I hope you understand, like that would ease the fall. But understanding doesn't stop the hurt when love stops showing up at all. You didn't mean to break me, you didn't plan to leave me torn. You just walked away so quietly while I was still holding on. I forgave you before you asked, I blame myself instead. You didn't mean to break me, but you did all the same. Love shouldn't feel like making excuses for someone who won't stay. It shouldn't feel like shrinking yourself just to make it okay. If hurting me was never your intention, then leaving should have been clean. Don't let someone love you gently while you're already halfway free. Now I'm learning how to hear just distance, fear, and time. You didn't mean to break me, but I'm learning how to put myself back together, one quiet piece at a time. I still think of you sometime, but it doesn't stop my day. Your name feels lighter on my tongue, like it learned how to stay in the past. I remember how it used to hurt, how missing you felt loud. Now it's just a quiet moment I let pass me by. I don't reach for you anymore, I don't wish you call. Missing you isn't wanting you back, it's just remembering what was. I miss you differently now, not with tears, not with fear, not with the ache you used to live in every silent year. I miss you like a memory that doesn't ask to stay. I don't want you back in my arms, I just miss you differently now. I see things we would have loved and smile instead of hate. The songs don't cut me open anymore, they just play. I've learned how to breathe without you, learned how to sleep alone. I don't feel empty like before, just aware you're gone. I used to miss the sound of your voice, now I miss who I was then. The person who will love without knowing how endings begin. I miss you differently now, like a chapter I've outgrown. You're a part of who I used to be, not the place I call home. I don't replay what went wrong or beg the past to stay. I don't miss you the way I did, I just miss you differently now. Healing doesn't erase the love, it just changes how we're alive. Some hearts stay soft without holding on to what they can't relive it. If loving you taught me how to let go, then it wasn't in vain. I don't carry you like a wound anymore, I carry you like rain after pain. Maybe one day we'll cross paths again, and it won't feel strange. Just two people who shared a time that helped them change. I won't look back with regret or need it, I'll look back knowing how. Some loves don't stay, they just teach you how to love yourself better now. I miss you differently now, with peace instead of pain, with gratitude for what we were, not questions left the same. I don't wish things were different, I don't wish you'd stay. I miss you softly, honestly, I miss you differently now. Some love never really leaves, it just finds a kinder place. I miss you differently now, and that's how I know We didn't fall apart in anger, no doors were ever slammed. Love just stopped leaning toward us, like it forgot where it began. We still share the same evening, still slept under the same light, but your heart fell farther from me every time you said goodnight. I kept listening for your heartbeat, waiting for it to call my name, but silence learned how to speak for you and tell me nothing felt the same. Our love grew silent, not broken, just unheard. We stopped reaching through our feelings and hid behind careful words. We didn't fight, we didn't scream, we just slowly stopped trying. Our love grew silent, and I felt it before it started dying. You stopped telling me your worries, I stopped asking if you're okay. We learned how to stand beside each other without knowing what to say. Your touch felt lighter every moment, like it didn't wanna stay. And I started missing who we were in the middle of every day. I told myself love just needs patience, the quiet doesn't mean the end, but love doesn't vanish in loud storms, it fades when no one reaches in. Our love grew silent, somewhere between I'm fine and alright. We stopped choosing each other in the small everyday fights. We smiled like nothing was wrong, like silence couldn't change. Our love grew silent, and I was the only one still calling your name. Maybe we didn't fail each other, maybe love just lost its voice, but I miss the way you chose me, not just stay by choice. I didn't need forever promises or reasons to remain. I just needed to feel your heart reach for mine the same way again. Now I walk through what we built together, like it belongs to someone new. Every memory feels unfinished, because it still ends with you. I'm learning how to let the quiet stay, not chase what's already gone. But some nights I still hear echoes of a love that once spoke strong. Our love grew silent, and that's how it slipped away. Not with endings, not with blame, just the sound of us not staying. I'll carry where we were with kindness, not regret, not fear, but I'll always remember the moment when love stopped speaking and disappeared. Some love stone and loudly, they fade into silence, while you're still hoping they'll speak again. You used to say my name slowly, like it mattered how it sounded. You look at me like staying was something you'd already decided. We laughed the same, slept close at night, shared the same small space. But something shifted in your eyes before you ever walked away. I kept waiting for the moment you tell me what had changed. But love doesn't always explain itself. Sometimes it just rearranges pain. You loved me until you didn't, until my place felt unsure, until holding my heart felt heavier than letting it go. You didn't leave with anger, you didn't slam the door. You loved me until you didn't, and I felt it before you said a word. You stopped asking how my day went, I stopped telling you the truth. We learned how to share the same silence, like it had nothing to do with us. Your touch turned into habit, less like something meant to stay. And I started missing being chosen in the middle of every day. I told myself love can grow tired, that this was just a phase. But love doesn't fade from exhaustion, it fades when someone stops choosing to stay. You loved me until you didn't, somewhere between I care and I can't. You stopped reaching for my heart with the same open hands. You smiled like nothing was ending, like I wouldn't feel the shift. You loved me until you didn't, and I stayed trying to fix what you already released. Maybe you didn't plan to hurt me, maybe you just grew away. But it still breaks the same when love leaves quietly and doesn't say your name. I don't need reasons or blame now, or words to make it right. I just wish love had warned me before it changed its mind. Now I walk through what we built together like it belongs to someone new. Every memory feels unfinished because it still leads back to you. I'm learning how to hold myself where your love used to fit, trying not to question my worth just because you stopped choosing it. You loved me until you didn't, and that truth still aches. Not because you stopped caring, but because I stayed the same. I'll carry the love without the hope and without asking why it's gone. You loved me until you didn't, and now I'm learning how to move on. Some loves don't end in heartbreak, they end in silence. In the moment you realize you're loving alone, and they're already gone. I learned how to lower my my voice for you, so I wouldn't sound like need. I turned my wants into apologies, called it being easy to please. I stayed calm when I was breaking, smiled when I needed space. I thought being gentle would keep you here, but it only made it easy to walk away. I thought love meant understanding, letting things slide, staying kind. I didn't know that staying soft could slowly erase my spine. I stayed too soft when I should have stood my ground. I gave you silence instead of truth and called it love somehow. I bent until I felt invisible, still hoping you'd choose me. I stayed too soft, and you never learned how to stay with someone like me. I listened more than I was heard, held your storms, hid my rain. I learned how to be patient with things that still cause pain. You said I was so understanding, like that was my role to play. But understanding shouldn't mean being the only one who stays. I confuse peace with silence, grace with letting go. But love doesn't ask you to disappear, just to help it grow. I stayed too soft, afraid to ask for more. I kept the door open for you while you were already halfway out the door. I chose kindness over honesty, even when it hurt me. I stayed too soft and lost myself trying to be easy to love. Softness isn't weakness, but it needs a steady place. It needs hands that know how to hold it, not ones that walk away. I won't harden what made me real, just to survive your doubt. I'll stay soft, but never again at the cost of myself. Now I'm learning how to speak my truth without shaking inside, how to love without shrinking, how to stand where I once hid. I won't apologize for caring deeply or for loving slow. I just won't stay where being gentle means being easy to let go. I stay too soft, but I won't disappear again. I'll choose honesty over comfort, even if it means the end. I'll keep my heart open and brave, but I'll protect it too. I stay too soft for someone who didn't know how to love something true. Some hearts don't break from loving too much, they break from loving quietly for too long. I stayed too soft, and now I'm learning how to stay for myself. We spoke about forever softly, like it wouldn't ask too much. We said things felt unbreakable while barely holding on to trust. Your eyes believed the words you said, mine wanted them to stay. But hope can sound like honesty when you don't know another way. I thought meaning it was enough, that love would learn the rest. But promises don't carry weight when hearts aren't ready for the test. We promised what we couldn't keep, not out of lies but fear. We said we'd always find our way when the end was already near. We held the dream too carefully, afraid to let it breathe. We promised what we couldn't keep, and that's how we learned to leave. You talked about the life ahead, I nodded like I saw it too. But every plan felt slightly off, like it wasn't built for two. We smiled through the cracks between what we said and felt. I kept believing love would grow into something we couldn't be ourselves. I told myself time would fix it, that patience makes things right. But love can't grow on borrowed faith or words said late at night. We promised what we couldn't keep, somewhere between someday and soon. We dressed our doubts in hopeful lines and called them truth. We didn't break each other loudly, we just quietly agreed. We promised what we couldn't keep, and slowly set each other free. Maybe we went wrong to hope, just wrong about the time. Maybe love was real enough, but not strong enough to climb. I don't regret the words we said, or believing they were true. I just wish we'd known the difference between wanting and being able to. Now I hear those promises again when the nights feel long and thin. They don't hurt like they used to, they just echo what might have been. I'm learning how to forgive us both for meaning what we said, for loving with our whole hearts before we knew where love would end. We promised what we couldn't keep, and that's the honest truth. Not every vow is meant to last, some are meant to teach you. I'll carry what we meant to be with kindness, not regret. We promised what we couldn't keep, but the love was real even then. Some promises don't fail from lies, they fail because hearts change and love grows wiser after learning what it cannot hold. like it pulled me close each day. Now it feels like something floating, like it might drift away. You still say all the right things, still ask how I've been, but your hands don't hold me like they used to, and your heart doesn't lean in. I noticed it in small moments, the way you stopped trying to stay. Love doesn't leave all at once, it gets lighter in quiet ways. Your love got lighter. Somewhere along the way, you used to hold me together. Now it barely knows my weight. I'm still carrying the same feelings, still hoping you'll stay the same. But your love got lighter, and mine's still heavy with your name. You stopped reaching first at night, I stopped asking if you would. We learned how to keep things peaceful instead of being good. You laugh, but it sounds distracted, like your mind's somewhere else. I'm standing right in front of you, but loving you by myself. I told myself love changes shape, that this was just growth, not loss. But love shouldn't feel like I'm holding on while you're letting go without a cost. Your love got lighter, not gone, just harder to feel. It used to be something certain, now it doesn't hold me still. I keep adjusting my expectations, calling distance, giving space. But your love got lighter, and I feel it every day. Love shouldn't feel like subtraction, like pieces slowly removed. It shouldn't teach you how to shrink just to make room. If loving me feels heavy now, then say it, let me know. Don't leave me guessing how much longer your heart plans to go. Now I'm learning how to read the signs I once chose to ignore. How love can fade without leaving, how less can feel like more. I don't blame you for changing or growing out of what we knew. I just wish you told me sooner, before I learned to miss you while you were still here. Your love got lighter, and I finally understand I can't keep carrying both our hearts in these unbalanced hands. I'll loosen my grip with kindness, I'll let the truth stay plain. Your love got lighter, and I won't make myself heavier trying to make you stay. Disappear, they slowly lose their weight until you're the only one still holding on. Your love got lighter, and now I'm learning how to let it go. We talked about tomorrow casually, like it was already ours. You held me like like you always did. Nothing felt like the final hour. Your voice sounded calm and steady. Your eyes didn't look afraid. I didn't know you were already leaving while I was still planning to stay. I saved my words for another moment, thought there'd always be one more. I didn't know some endings come disguised as ordinary doors. I didn't know it was the end. I would have held you longer then. I would have said the things I felt, not kept them in my chest. You walked away like nothing changed, like love was still my friend. I didn't know it was the end, and now that moment plays again and again. We laughed about something meaningless, like we always used to do. You looked peaceful, almost certain, like you already knew the truth. I kept dreaming in small details, the days we hadn't lived. You were quietly letting go, and I was still holding everything. You didn't warn me with your silence, you didn't change your tone. Some goodbyes don't come with signs, they come when love feels safe enough to go. I didn't know it was the end. You didn't look like you were gone. You stood there like you'd come back soon, like we were still holding on. You didn't close the door behind you. You didn't say this is it. I didn't know it was the end. I was still living inside it. If I had known that was the last time, I would have memorized your face. I would have stayed a little quieter, tried to keep that second safe. But love doesn't always warn you, I'll give you time to choose. Sometimes the end is just a moment that quietly moves past you. Now I replay every second, looking for where it changed, trying to find the exact moment you stopped saying my name the same. I don't blame you for leaving softly, or myself for being blind. I just wish I knew the last time was the last time in my life. I didn't know it was the end, and that's what hurts the most. Not that you left, but that I stayed, believing we were close. I'll forgive myself for loving like nothing could bend. I didn't know it was the end, but now I'm learning how to let it end. Some endings don't say goodbye, they leave while you're still smiling, still believing there's more time left. I didn't know it was the end until it already was. We used to talk without thinking, laugh before we felt afraid. Now every sentence feels measured, like love learned to hesitate. Your smile stays just a second longer, My silence fills the space. We're standing right next to each other, but something shifted its place. I noticed it in small pauses, in the way we choose our tone. Love didn't disappear between us, it just stopped feeling like home. We became careful with the things we used to say. We stopped speaking from our hearts and started tiptoeing our way. We didn't mean to build a distance, we were trying not to fall apart. We became careful and somehow lost the reckless part of love. You don't tease me like you used to. I don't ask what's on your mind. We keep things calm and gentle, like peace is something we might lose this time. Your touch avoids the questions, mine pretends it doesn't feel. We learn how to protect ourselves instead of keeping it real. I told myself this was maturity, that love just changes shape. But love shouldn't feel like walking on glass every time you're afraid to break. We became careful somewhere along the way. We traded honesty for comfort and called it being okay. We smiled like nothing was wrong, like silence couldn't scar. We became careful and forgot how to be close without fear. Love shouldn't feel like caution tape or words wrapped up in doubt. It shouldn't feel like holding back just to keep the peace around. I miss when loving you felt easy, when I didn't second guess, when saying your name didn't feel like something I had to say carefully. And now I hear us in every sentence, how we soften what we mean. We're so busy not hurting each other, we're barely touching anything. I don't think we meant to fade this way or lose what made us true. But love got quiet when we learned to be careful with the truth. We became careful, and that's how love grew thin. Not because we didn't care, but because we stopped letting each other in. I'd rather risk the honesty than live behind these walls. We became careful, and that's the moment I felt love start to fall. They end when you're too careful to say what still matters. We became careful and love quietly stepped back. I said your name when it mattered, not just when it felt safe. I stayed when things got heavy, didn't look for for an escape. I showed you every soft intention, every truth I couldn't hide. I loved you with the kind of care that doesn't know how to lie. I thought being real was enough, that love would meet me there. But honesty can feel lonely when it's one-sided and rare. I loved you honestly, with nothing held back. I gave you my whole heart, not just the parts that were easy to accept. I didn't love you for convenience or stay just when it was kind. I loved you honestly, and I won't apologize for loving you that way. I didn't measure every feeling, didn't soften every truth. I trusted you with my real self, not the version that's easier to choose. You listened but you hesitated, you cared but not the same. I was speaking from my heart, you were deciding if you'd stay. You said I felt things too deeply, like depth was something wrong. But love without honesty never feels like it belongs. I loved you honestly, even when it scared me. I stayed open, stayed human, while you stayed carefully. I didn't hide behind excuses or pretend I was fine. I loved you honestly, even when your love couldn't match mine. Honesty isn't weakness, it's choosing not to pretend. It's showing someone your heart without knowing how it will end. If loving you fully cost me you, I'd still choose it again. Because losing love hurts less than losing yourself in the end. Now I look back without shame, without wishing I'd been less. I don't regret the way I loved or how deeply I said yes. You may forget the way I tried or how real it all was, but I'll always know one thing for sure: I loved you as honestly as I could. I loved you honestly, and that's where I'll stand. I won't rewrite my truth just to make you understand. Some loves don't last forever, but they leave you whole inside. I loved you honestly, and that's the part of me I'll always keep. Not every love is returned equally, but loving honestly is never a mistake. I loved you honestly, and I'm at peace with that. We said the miles didn't matter, that love would find a way. You said distance was temporary, I believed what you couldn't say. We promised calls would keep us close, the time would understand. But every night your voice grew quieter, and I felt you slipping from my hands. I kept closing the gap alone, while you stood still where you were. Love can survive the distance, but only if both hearts move toward each other. You let the distance win. You stopped trying to come closer. I kept holding on to us while you were letting go slower. We didn't end because of miles or time or where we'd been. We ended when you chose the space and let the distance win. You stopped asking how I felt. I stopped telling you the truth. We learned how to miss each other without really trying to move. Your messages felt more polite, less like they needed me. I was counting every second. You were learning how to live without me. I told myself this was normal, that love sometimes bends, but love doesn't grow in silence when only one heart still extends. You let the distance win, somewhere between busy and soon. I was waiting for your effort, you were waiting for the feeling to leave the room. I crossed every emotional mile, you barely met me halfway in. We didn't fade from lack of love, you just let the distance win. Distance isn't just about places, it's about who still tries. It's about choosing to show up instead of letting love survive on replies. If you had reached for me once more, would have closed the space again. But love can't beat the distance when someone stops believing it can. Now I walk through days without you, and the silence feels the same. Not because you're far away, but because you stopped calling my name. I don't blame the roads between us or the time zones we were in. I blame the moment you chose comfort and let the distance win. You let the distance win. And I finally understand, love doesn't die from being far apart. It dies when no one reaches out their hand. I'll stop bridging gaps alone, I'll let the truth settle in. We didn't lose each other to space, you chose the distance and it won. Some loves don't end in goodbye, they end when the space between two hearts is no longer close. You let the distance win, and that's where we quietly ended. We didn't end with raised voices or doors slammed in the dark. We spoke like we were being careful not to break what was left of our hearts. You looked at me with tired eyes, I nodded like I understood. Sometimes love knows when to stop, even when it's still good. I kept waiting for the anger, for something loud to blame, but silence held the truth for us and said, this hurts, but it's okay. We didn't end in anger, we ended in truth, in all the things we couldn't fix, and growing out of us too soon. There were no cruel words spoken, no one left in flames. We didn't end in anger, we just knew we couldn't stay the same. We thanked each other softly for the love we tried to give. You said I deserved more than what you knew how to live. I wanted to argue, to fight for us, but my heart already knew some endings don't need defending, they just need to be true. I realize not every goodbye needs someone to blame. Some love stories don't shatter, they quietly change their shape. We didn't end in anger, we ended in release, in choosing not to hurt each other, just to hold on to a peace. We hugged like it was the last time, but not with bitterness. We didn't end in anger, we ended with a soft kind of yes to letting go. Love shouldn't always mean fighting or proving who was right. Sometimes love is knowing when to stop trying and wish each other light. I don't regret the way we loved or how it slipped away. I'm grateful we were gentle when it was time to say goodbye. Now when I think of you, it's quiet, not heavy, not undone. You're a chapter I still respect, not a war I never won. We didn't scar each other deeply, we didn't leave with shame. We closed the door with care, knowing love doesn't always stay. We didn't end in anger, and that's what I'll hold tight. Not the loss, but the kindness we chose on our last night. Some loves don't need forgiveness, just space to understand. We didn't end in anger, we ended as two people who once loved and still wish each other well. Some goodbyes don't burn bridges, they leave them standing, so you can remember how gently you once crossed together. We didn't end in anger, and maybe that's why it still feels real. I held the weight of every silence, every pause you didn't name. I fixed the cracks before they opened, so you wouldn't feel the blame. I patience, not realizing I was the only one who stayed deep. I kept calling it teamwork, calling it compromise, but balance doesn't lean this hard to only one side. I carried more than my share, more than love should ask. I held us together with tired hands while you were letting go of the past. I stayed strong so you wouldn't feel weak, stayed quiet so you wouldn't leave. I carried more than my share, and I didn't notice I was breaking until it was me. I carried the plans you wouldn't make, the words you never said. I turned my knees into forgiveness, laid them back in my chest. You said you're just better at this, like pain was my role to play. But loving someone shouldn't feel like doing all the work just to make them stay. I thought love meant living together, meeting somewhere in between. But love can't survive on effort when it's coming from only one heartbeat. I carried more than my share and called it being kind. I kept our world from falling apart while mine slowly came undone inside. I gave you rest at my own expense, called exhaustion being strong. I carried more than my share, and you never noticed how heavy it had gone. Love shouldn't feel like labor or something you endure. It shouldn't make you disappear just to make the other feel secure. If carrying you means losing me, then this isn't love, it's fear. I won't keep breaking my own back just to keep you here. Now I'm learning how to set things down, how to let the silence be, how to stop confusing loyalty with being needed to be weak. I don't regret the way I tried or how deeply I care. I just won't stay in a love where I'm always the one who carries the air. I carry more than my share, but I won't anymore. Love should feel like open hands, not a weight I drag across the floor. I'll meet someone who meets me back, who knows what balance is. I carried more than my share, and now I'm choosing to carry myself. Some loves don't end in betrayal, they end in exhaustion. I carried more than my share, and I'm finally setting it down. You didn't erase me from your life, you didn't shut the door. You spoke of me with kindness still, just not like before. You smiled when my name came up, but it didn't pull you back. I could tell you were already standing on the other side of what we had. I kept looking for the pain in you, for something that looked holding on wasn't necessary to prove it once meant something deep. You didn't burn the memories, you didn't pretend we were wrong. You moved on gently, and I was still learning how to hold on. You learned how to breathe without me, I was still catching my breath. You spoke about new beginnings while I was still mourning the end. You never made me feel replaced, never made it hurt on purpose. But watching you be okay without me was its own kind of hurt. I thought love would leave marks on you the way it did on me, but love doesn't break everyone the same way. Some hearts know how to leave gently. You moved on gently, with respect, with grace, with care. You didn't rush into another love, you just stopped needing me there. I was still holding pieces of us, trying to understand what went wrong. You moved on gently, and I was still learning how to move on at all. I don't hate you for healing faster, or for choosing peace instead of pain. I just wish my heart learned the same language at the same speed as yours did. Loving you taught me how to stay soft. Letting go is teaching me to. Some people move on gently because they love deeply, not because they didn't love you. Now I see you from a distance, not close but not erased. You're a memory I can hold without shaking, a chapter I don't have to replace. I'm learning not to compare our healing or measure how long it takes. You moved on gently, and I'll get there in my own way. You moved on gently, and I'll carry that with me, not as proof that I was easy to leave, but that our love was kind enough to set us free. I'll stop wishing I healed like you, I'll honor where I am. You moved on gently, and I'm learning how to let go with the same hands. Some love doesn't end in damage, it ends in understanding. You moved on gently, and someday I will too. I still remember us on ordinary nights, when nothing needed fixing yet. Your laugh felt easy in the room, like love wasn't fragile then. We talked about the smallest things, like they mattered somehow. I didn't know those moments would become the ones I miss right now. I don't replay the ending much, I don't ask where it went wrong. I just miss who we were together before love learned how to move on. I still remember us, not how it fell apart, but how your hand felt finding mine before distance I still remember us the way we were before we became just memories. I remember how you said my name like it was safe to stay, how we believed in someday without asking what it would take. We didn't rush, we didn't hide, we loved in simple ways. I miss that version of us the most, the one that didn't know how to be afraid. I've learned how to live without you, how to breathe, how to trust. But some love doesn't disappear completely, it just waits to be remembered once in a while. I still remember us in the quiet, not the hurt, in the way we chose each other before love started to feel like work. I don't wish we were different now, I don't wish you were here. I still remember us, and I hold it gently without fear. Some memories don't ask to be reopened, they just sit where they belong. They don't pull you backward, they just remind you you once loved strong. If forgetting means erasing myself, then I won't do that. I'll remember us kindly without wishing we could go back. Now when I pass the places we knew, they don't hurt the same, they feel like echoes of a chapter. I don't need to change, you're not a wound I carry anymore. You're not a weight or a loss, you're just someone I once loved deeply, and that love still counts. I still remember us, and I'm okay with that. Not every memory needs to fade for healing to last. I'll keep the good, release the rest of the time, do what it does. I still remember us, and I'm grateful we were real when we were. Some loves don't stay forever, but they stay honest. I still remember us, and that's enough for me now. I used to love without hesitation, without fear of falling too deep. I trusted words the way they sounded, believed in what people said to me. You showed me how hope can feel fragile, how silence can carry weight. I didn't know my heart could change this much, just trying to make you stay. I thought love was about holding on, about never letting go, but loving you taught me something else I didn't want to know. Loving you changed me in ways I can't undo. I learned how to read between the lines, learned what love shouldn't put you through. I don't regret before you and me. I learned how to speak more carefully, how to hide when I felt too much. I learned how to soften my own needs just to keep your touch. You didn't ask me to disappear, you just didn't notice when I did. And somewhere in loving you, I learned how to live a little less like myself. I used to think change meant growing stronger, the pain always leads to light. But some lessons change you quietly, they settle into who you are inside. Loving you changed me, not loudly, not all at once. It changed the way I trust, I promise, the way I open up. I'm still kind, I'm still honest. I just pause before I leave. Loving you changed me, and I'm still learning what to keep. Love shouldn't make you smaller, but it can make you more aware. It can teach you where your edges are and how much you're willing to care. If loving you was the cost of knowing myself, then maybe it wasn't in vain. Some changes don't mean you were broken, they mean you survived the rain. Now I love with more intention, with boundaries I didn't know before. I still believe in something real, I just don't give everything at once anymore. I won't blame you for who I became or carry bitterness through. I'll thank the version of me who loved deeply, even when it hurt to love you. Loving you changed me, and I'm learning to accept that truth, not as loss, but as evidence that I felt something real with you. I'll move forward, softer but stronger, with my heart still open, just wiser too. Loving you changed me, and I'll carry that change with honesty, not regret. Some love doesn't stay, but it leaves you changed in ways you didn't expect. Loving you changed me, and I'm okay with who I am now. I used to love you in the present, in every breath I plan to stay. Now I love you in the past tense, in quiet, unspoken ways. Your name doesn't shake me like before, it just pauses my day, like a photograph I didn't throw away, just placed somewhere safe. I don't need to hear your voice now, or wonder how you've been. Some love doesn't ask for more time, it learns how to live within. I love you as a memory, not as someone to hold, not as a future I'm waiting on, but a story already told. I won't chase where we used to be, or beg like the past to stay. I'll love you as a memory and let the rest fade gently away. I don't replay the ending nightly. I don't count what went wrong. I remember the way we laughed together when loving felt simple and strong. You're not a wound I carry anymore, not a question in my chest. You're just a part of who I was once, and that part still meant something. I used to think letting go meant losing, like love would disappear. But love just changes where it lives. It settles somewhere quieter. I love you as a memory, not with pain, not with regret, not with hope that you'll come back, but gratitude we even met. I won't rewrite what we couldn't say or pretend we didn't try. And that's how I'll say goodbye. Love doesn't always need a future to prove it once was real. Sometimes it just needs a place to rest where it no longer hurts to feel. If I keep you only in the past, it's not because I'm weak, it's because that's where love feels kind and lets my heart breathe. Now when I think of you, I smile softly, not because I want near, but because the love we shared still helped shape who I am here. I don't wish we were different now, or that time would rewind. I'm thankful we existed once, even if we were never meant to. And close that chapter softly, not torn. Some loves don't fade away, they find a quieter place to live. I love you as a memory, and finally I'm at peace with that.